as we all know that a deadly earthquake of magnitude 7.8 has hit Turkey and Syria and has caused severe destruction. Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about that even though there was so much of destruction in Turkey, but there was one city which still stands still. So the city of Irvin in Turkey, the city that did not collapse during Turkey's earthquake. So what was so special about this city in Turkey that when the whole of Turkey was suffering from devastation and the buildings were collapsing, so why is it that the city of Irvin, situated on the southern part of Turkey, was standing still? So let us first understand the timeline of the video. First we will be looking at the news, then what are the reasons for Irvin not collapsing, then why Turkey collapsed, what were the reason that the buildings of the Turkey were collapsing, then about the history of earthquake in Turkey, the earthquake risk in India, and then the reasons for the earthquake proneness in India. So from international perspective or global perspective, we will be coming to India's perspective, and in the end a prelims MCQ. So this topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 1, that is important geophysical phenomena. From exam perspective, first you should be able to know from current affairs that a deadly earthquake has struck the country of Turkey, and then about the earthquake risk in India and what are the reasons. So let's get started and see the news, and the news has been taken from Indian Express, and it says, why did a Turkish city withstand the quake when others crumbled? So there is a city situated on the southern part of Turkey, and that's the name of that city is Erzin, Erzin. So the special thing about the city of Erzin was that even though the magnitude of 7.8 deadly earthquake struck Turkey and Syria, but still in the southern of Turkey where the earthquake has struck, the city of Irvin is standing fine. The buildings have not crumbled there and damage has not taken place. So we need to see that on one hand the state of Turkey was suffering, while on the other hand there is a city in the same state or in the same country which stood still. So let us first see that what has happened is that the 7.8 magnitude earthquake has hit Turkey and Syria, and then till now or till today, or you can say till now, that there more than 40,000 casualties have taken place both in Turkey and Syria, while on the other hand there is a small city of Turkey named Erzin which is standing still, and then damage has not been done there and no one has died and not a single building fell in the city of Erzin. So let us in the map first see the place of Erzin is. So this is the map of Turkey and Syria. So this is Turkey and this is Syria. So if you will see that majority of the impact of earthquake which has struck Turkey is in the southern region, and the city of Erzin which now has come up on the huge platform as a city which has not suffered even a single building collapse. So this city is also situated in the southern part of Turkey, very near to the epicenter of the earthquake. So what is so special about the city of Erzin? That the city has not suffered even a single collapse. So now let us talk about what are the reasons that the city of Erzin has not collapsed. So first and foremost being the prevented slipshod construction. So we all know that whenever there is a city, okay, imagine there is a country, Turkey, which comes under a seismic zone which is very much prone to earthquakes. So there must be guidelines which has been issued for the construction of buildings or houses. So in the city of Erzin, the guidelines for the construction of houses and buildings have been followed properly by the construction or the builders. So first and foremost, this is the reason that the guidelines have been properly followed. Second is the location on very solid ground. It has been said that the city of Irzin, which lies in the southernmost part of Turkey, has been situated on a ground which is very solid in nature. So if the ground is very solid in nature, even if the earthquake comes, then the ground won't be very shaky in nature, and this less shakiness of the ground is what prevent the falling of the buildings. Then better construction and soil condition. So construction, I've already told you that it has been said that proper rules and regulations and guidelines have been followed by the builders in the city of Irzin. And soil condition, because the location is very solid in nature, so the soil condition is also very solid. So when the soil condition and the ground is very solid, this gives a proper base to the building or the houses or for the construction of any kind of buildings. And if the soil and the ground is very solid in nature, then even if the earthquake comes and the ground becomes very shaky, so this good soil condition and very soil ground is what provides the base for the buildings to actually sustain or hold their ground properly. Then Irzin lies less than 50 miles from the earthquake's epicenter, while on the other hand, almost all the southern cities of Turkey were suffering and was going through the collapse of buildings, houses, and there was so much of destruction. On the other hand, in the same location, there was a city named Irzin, which was standing still, and there was no destruction, not even a single casualty take place, not even a single building fell. So Irzin stands higher above sea level. So when a place which is situated higher above the sea level is what provides the good soil condition and a very solid ground. Because if a ground which is situated near the sea level, then the sea level conditions what makes the soil or the ground very loose. And if the soil or of the ground will be of loose nature, then this will also provide the shakiness of the ground. And if the earthquake would come, then in the place which are near the sea, then a lot of destruction takes place, because the ground or the soil is not able to hold properly the base or the buildings. Then it is built on hard grounds comprising bedrock and coarser grains than sand. So if the coarser grains and bedrocks would be there, then these bedrocks and coarser grains is also will help providing the stability and the hardness to the ground. So these are few of the reasons that why the city of Irzin did not collapse, even though all the surrounding cities in the country of Turkey was collapsing. Now let us talk about that why Turkey collapsed. Earlier video, in the earlier slide, we talked about that why the city of Irzin did not collapse, and in this slide we will be talking about that why the country or why the state of Turkey collapsed. So many cities and villages of the region were built atop the layers of sand, silt and clay of an ancient riverbed. Okay, when we were talking about the city of Irzin in the last slide, if you will see, we talked about that they are built on hard ground and which comprises of bedrocks and coarser grains, while on the other hand, if you will see that most of the Turkey is built on sand, silt and clay, and which is very loose in character. Then the soil more susceptible to shaking. So if the soil won't be having something very coarse, something coarse grains or rocks which will provide it stability or solidify it, so that the ground above the soil can hold itself properly. So if the soil won't be hard, then how can the material or the ground can be hard or stiff? So we need a stiff and a hard surface so that the shakiness won't be there, that would be solidified, and the buildings that are built upon those ground are also very are also very solid at their bases. Then these soft water laden sediments make cities and villages uniquely vulnerable to earthquakes. So if the water laden sediments would be there, so it means this will also will help in making the soil loose, would not let it solidify or stick together, so that it can provide a proper and solid base for the ground. Now let us talk about few of the history or historical incidents that has taken place. So this talks about cases where harder soil has curbed the damage. And if we talk about in the year 1999, a small village called Tevsensil withstood a 7.6 magnitude earthquake that killed thousands in western Turkey. So earlier also this has happened, that even though majority of the population or majority of the part of the Turkey was devastated, but there was a small village called Tevensil which withstood, or which actually came out with flying colors from this earthquake, and which was able to save itself. Then one of the world's most seismically active regions is what Turkey is. So when the state is so prone to earthquakes, then the construction or the ground or the soil, this needs to be very specific and needs to be very proper, followed under the rules and regulations. Then Turkey has long had seismic codes for builders, but now what is happening is the builders are not following these seismic codes, and that is why the buildings that are being constructed is not taking place, or is not holding up to its ground properly. Then there is a criticism to President Recep Erdogan's government over legislation which was enacted a few years ago and allowed the property owners to pay a fee to have construction violations forgiving without bringing their buildings up to code. So this construction violation, if someone would pay a fee, this construction violation can take place. So this is something which is not acceptable. Now let us talk about the earthquake risk in India. Now coming to India's perspective, India has been divided into 4 zones, and that is seismic zone 2, 3, 4 and 5. And this is according to the seismic zoning map of India, which is prepared by the BIS, that is Bureau of Indian Standard. You should be able to know that who prepares this map. This is prepared by the Bureau of Indian Standard. So the zone 5 is the most active region, while the zone 2 is the least active region when it comes to India's perspective. And if we will talk about these 4 zones, that is 2, 3, 4 and 5. So around 11% of the country falls in zone 5. I will be showing you the map also. 18% around in zone 4, 30% in zone 3 and around 40% in zone 2. So it means majority of the country, that is 40% of the country, is what is lying in the zone 2, and which is the least active. So look at this map. This map talks about, if you will look at the color blue color, which is this one, then blue color is zone 2. So which is least active, and 40% of the countries lie in zone 2. Then comes the yellow color, which is zone 3. Then comes the little orangish color, which is zone 4. Now let's talk about color red, which is zone 5, which is the most active zone and which is very prone to earthquake. So if you will see, the northeastern part of India lies there. Then the state of Gujarat is also lying in the zone 5. And few of the regions also is under zone 5. So this was about the seismic activity in India. Now let us talk about that what are the reasons for the earthquake proneness in India, that why do earthquakes happens in India. First and foremost is the Himalayan belt. So the collision between Indo-Australian plate with the Eurasian plate, and this tectonic plates, when they collide with each other, this is what causes earthquake. Shaking of the land or shaking of the ground happens then. Then the Andaman and Nicobar Island. So there are many volcanic eruptions which takes place there, and when a volcanic eruption takes place, so the volcanic eruption also leads to the shaking of the ground, and there are a high chances that the earthquake might occur then. Then comes the Deccan Plateau, then the emergence of a fault line and energy building up. So when energy builds up from this fault line, so building of the energy is what leads to imagine this is a ground and a fault line takes place in between, and the buildup of the energy is happening. So when the buildup of the energy would happen, this would lead to the shaking of the land, the cracking of the land, and this will also can lead to earthquake. Then increasing population and unscientific land use for construction is making India a high risk land for earthquake. Increasing population is what? If the population will increase, then the increased population would need more and more land, and this land which will be needed by the people, this will be done through the unscientific ways. So this might also lead to earthquakes. So before moving to the prelims MCQ, Drishti IAS is coming up with IAS prelims quick revision course 2023, which has started on 15th of February 2023. So anyone of you who is preparing to give this year's prelims can go for this. You can download the Drishti Learning app to know more about this. Now let's come to the last aspect, which is the prelims MCQ. And you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And this says, consider the following statements. India has been divided into 4 zones, that is 2, 3, 4 and 5. Zone 5 is seismically the most active region, while zone 2 is the least active. And the third one is around 11% of the country falls in zone 2. You have to tell about the correct statement, and the codes are 1 and 2 only, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. So try to solve the question. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.